why I think that renting self-storage to store your eBay stock is not a good idea. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. I'm Polish Pete and I am eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing, paying about £1 each, and I sell them on average for £11, including postage. Today I would like to talk about self-storage and why I think there are better options than that. But first, if you would like to be notified about my future videos, please subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future uploads. So guys, I live in northwest of England. It's a university town and self-storage prices are absolutely high here. For two reasons: lack of facilities and students community driving prices up. So for a 50 square feet storage unit, which is really not that much guys, it's about half of a single car garage, I think, I don't know, I'm not too sure. It costs about 30 quid a week, and that is during the promotional period, like 6 months or 12 months. Then after that it costs 45 to 50 pounds a week, and that is a lot of money. 250 pounds a month for a storage unit means that I would have to sell 50 items a month just to pay for that, because I earn 5 quid per each item sold on average. Also, my closest self-storage, which is not the cheapest one as well, it's about 5 miles drive from my house, so that's a 10 miles trip to go there and back. Petrol, wear and tear, and time, guys, time to get there and back in a bloody traffic. And the fact that it's not 24-hour access as well, these are all significant drawbacks. And the biggest one is the cost, of course. So what would I recommend instead? Well, I'm lucky enough to live in my own house, so I didn't have to ask anybody for the permission to board up the loft. On top of that, I already had an electricity wire there. So for me it was quite easy to redo the lighting system from a single bulb to like a multi-point lighting system. Boarding up the loft was a 2-day job for me as a single person without anybody's help, and it has costed me slightly more than £100, but that was some years ago, and that included an extra insulation that I have laid when I was doing that. So the ladder was already there, so I didn't have to pay for the ladder, and the hutch was already there, so I didn't have to pay for that as well. In terms of space, if I didn't have my junk there, my household junk, I strongly believe that I would be able to fit at least 5,000 items, clothing items, packed, skewed in a bin storage system and ready to go. Minimum 5,000 items, and still I would have some space for my dead pile as well. On top of that, on top of the fact that you don't have to pay for it, you've got it in your own house. You don't have to go anywhere, you don't waste your time, you got 24-hour access, and it's bloody free, isn't it? My house is a terrace house, so the loft is quite large. I mean, it is large because there is no slope. My sides are like straight up because there is another house there and another house there, so it's straight up. So I only have a slope into the front and into the back of the house. On the other hand, my neighbor's house is a corner house, yeah? So he's got slopes all over the place, yeah? All over the place. And it's way much less comfortable to work there, to have a space there, because you have to bend yourself all the time. Yeah, the area may be similar, maybe even a slightly bigger than mine, but it's not comfortable to work there. But still, it would be cheaper to store your items there and easier to store your items there than to rent out a self-storage unit. Now, obviously, I do understand that some people live in the rented accommodation, and it's not always easy and straightforward to work it out with your landlord to get a permission to board the loft. So what else can you do? Yeah, when I had my previous business, when I was a vending machine operator, yeah, I had a garage that was rented out from the local council, and it has costed me 12 quid a week. Well, it costed me 8 quid a week, but I've checked the price and now it's 12 quid a week. But there was no electricity. It was dark, cold and damp, yeah? So not the ideal place to store your clothing, yeah, for example. But for my vending machines, it was alright because those machines were mostly plastic, yeah? And it was cheap as chips for the space that I was given, yeah? At the time, it was also ideal for me because it was 5 minutes from my house, yeah? Walk. So what else can you do? Underbed storage, yeah? Underbed storage is a good option. Under king size bed, you can fit at least 300-400, if not 500 items that are ready and packed and ready to go and skewed and everything else in bins and like it's supposed to be, yeah? Also, if your house has a garage, that's absolutely blessing, yeah? I wish I had a garage, yeah? But when I was buying the house, I wasn't a reseller, sorry. I wasn't a reseller. I wasn't thinking about this. If I was thinking about this, if I knew I will be a reseller, I would buy myself a house with a garage or a space for a garage, yeah? Because if I had space for a garage at the moment, I would build it just like that. I wouldn't think twice. I would build it straight away, yeah? Probably I would even build it myself, yeah? I wouldn't even have to pay the builder to do it. And then I do understand that not everybody is like that. Not everybody has a skill to build a straight wall, yeah? What else? Garden shed. Garden shed, uninsulated and damp, yeah? For me, a big no-no because I sell clothing. But if you sell some plastic items, for example, yeah? Something that something that damp is not an issue, then maybe it's a good idea for you, yeah? Now, would I rent an office space, yeah, for my eBay business? Never, guys, never in my life, yeah? In my town, office space is A, hard to come by, B, business rates to pay, C, bloody expensive, yeah? £500 a month is absolutely minimum for a tiny little place, yeah? Tiny little place. And then business rates on top of that, yeah? Look how much money is that during the year. Just save up that money and buy yourself a house. Honestly, put the money down for the deposit, yeah? I do understand that if you want to buy a house, you need a deposit, yeah? But don't believe people who say it's impossible to save for your own house. It's not impossible. It is possible, yeah? Here, in Northwest, where I live, a small 2-bedroom house on a cheap side, it's in maybe not the perfect area, but a sound house, maybe needs some investment, some redecorations, some repairs, but not like a massive one. It's not a ruin, yeah? The cost of that house is about £85,000. Now, 5%, it's only like what, 4 or 5,000, yeah? Is it really impossible to save £5,000. Just keep your job, pay for your bills out of that money, and save up all the eBay profits, and you've got £5,000 just like that in a year. Now, I would like to talk about one more situation. Say you've got your own house, but there is no space in it. You've got big family, a lot of stuff. House is a small house. Instead of renting an office space or self-storage, maybe it would be better to buy another house, or should I say second house. In theory, it would only cost you the bills, the basic bills, because you don't need broadband there, you don't need television set there, you don't need like a landline phone there. So it would only cost you council tax, water rates, and electricity and gas. If you don't heat it up, you don't pay for gas. Yeah, you don't cook there, you don't pay for gas. And at the end of the, and obviously interest on your mortgage, yeah, that's a cost as well, because the capital payment is not the cost, because you take money out of one pocket and put it into another, because at the end of the day, the house will be 100% yours. Yeah, and you will be able to sell it and fund your retirement out of this. Yeah. And also, there is a high chance that after 10, 15 years, the house will double in value. Yeah, because that's what historically has happened in Britain for centuries, not for decades, for centuries. The houses are doubling in value every 10 years. Obviously, there is inflation, but you don't lose, you gain. Yeah, even if you consider that inflation. Yeah. So, if you need space to work and store your eBay stock, I would rather save up instead of paying for the self-storage or paying for office space. I would rather save up and buy a second house and and work there. Yeah. If you buy a small house that's 2 bedrooms, a lounge or living room, whatever you want to call it, a kitchen, landing, yeah, and even a bathroom if you need to store your items in bathroom as well, yeah, and then loft, yeah, that's a lot of storage space, yeah, way much more than a self-storage unit, way much more. Obviously, your bills will be lower than the storage unit. If you compare the space and you want to rent out the space similar to that house, that would be 5 times more than your bills. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not talking about mortgage, because mortgage is a separate thing, because like I've said before, mortgage, it's only the interest that you should be worried about, because the capital payment is putting money out of one pocket and to the other. Yeah. So I'm talking about council tax, water, electricity, gas, and stuff like that. Obviously, I do understand that there are parts of the country where houses are way much more expensive than they are in the Northwest. I do understand that. I do appreciate that. I'm talking to you about my situation, because I don't live in, let's say, Cornwall or Kent or Dorset. I don't live there. I live in Lancashire, yeah? And I can only say about Lancashire, yeah? I can only say what's here. And I also do understand that when you are buying a second house, you need 25% deposit. And even on 80,000, that is a lot of money. Yeah. So everybody has to figure it out themselves based on their own circumstances. For me, if we're talking about me, this is a great idea, and it works for me. For me, it's a viable option. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Go into the comment section and tell me what you think about it. If you have any other ideas for storage, let me know as well. Like I've said, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this kind of content. See you again next time. God bless you all and bye bye.